a gang of former cattle rustlers has killed at least 50 people in the Birnin Gwari area in Kaduna State. Children as young as 10 are among the victims. Survivors say the attackers surrounded the village of Gwaska over the weekend, torching houses and opening fire at residents. Locals claim the gang used to be cattle thieves but have turned to banditry. They're demanding that President Muhammadu Buhari increase security in the region. The attack comes barely a month after 14 miners were killed in the same area. Well, for more on that, we are now joined by our correspondent, Deji Badmus, in Lagos. Deji, what is the response from Nigeria's government and security forces following Sunday's attack in Kaduna State?
Well, the government has condemned the attack as usual, describing it as evil. But the military hasn't spoken. The Kaduna State government has specifically not just condemned the attack, but has gone ahead to say that a battalion of the army now would be established in that area. I'm talking about the local government area now, Birnin Gwari, because that's one local government area that has been hit several times by violence. Not quite long ago, there was a similar violence. As a matter of fact, in March this year, around 11 soldiers were killed in that same area as a result of the activities of cattle rustlers. So the Kaduna State government has now confirmed that a battalion, that's a military post now, will be established. There will be a military barrack sited in that local government areas. So for the Kaduna State government to say this, basically he must have gotten some kind of information now from the federal government, because that would be the responsibility of the federal government. So there's every likelihood, as the Kaduna State governor says, that a military battalion will be set up in that local government area to prevent further incident of this nature.
And Deji, we've seen rising tensions between pastoral farmers and nomadic herders and deadly clashes between them. How much of a security concern is this fresh cycle of violence in Nigeria?
Well, it's a huge security concern, Karen, very, very huge. As a matter of fact, some people here in the country would tell you that it appears it's even more of a security concern than Boko Haram, because it appears as Boko Haram is going down, this is now coming up. And the problem with these herders farmers clashes is that it's not just restricted now to the north of the country. You also have occasional clashes also in the south of the country, because these herders now basically move. They are nomads now. They move across the entire country. So it's one problem that has affected every region in this country. And the frequency of the attacks we're beginning to see, the frequency of these clashes now is becoming sort of worrisome, so to speak, especially in the middle belt of the country. A state like Benue, for instance, where there's been several incidents of clashes now between farmers and herders, and attacks now by herders. So it's a huge security concern, and it's one of the reasons why the government seems to be giving it very serious attention now, even though some people would tell you that, look, this is a problem that predates our time. It's been there for a very long time now. But the frequency of these clashes in recent times quite worrisome, and no question at all that it's a huge security concern.
Okay, thank you for that update. That was our correspondent Deji Badmus in Lagos for us on the attack, the Sunday's attack in Kaduna State.